The Z to Z Podcast.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Z to Z Podcast, the home for Xbox achievement hunters and Gamerscore junkies. I'm your host, Daniel Proulx, and thank you so much for listening. At Z to Z, we love gaming, and in particular, grabbing achievements and gaining Gamerscore. We do news, reviews, and interviews. If it's about achievements, we'll unlock it. You can find show notes for this show, as well as previous shows, on our website, z2z.com. This is episode 112. You can also contact us with questions and comments on Twitter, at Z2Z, over at our forums, forum.z2z.com, or email us directly at contact@z2z.com. And you know what? We're back to a two-man show here. Me and Randy.
You could say it's a Proulx-man show.
You could even say that it is a Proulx-man show. Randy, how are you? You know what? I've actually heard that maybe you're having a good night.
I am. Well, yeah.
You know, I mean, you're kind of all the way around.
I am all the way through having a good night, actually. I've been being sick. So we'll talk about this later, but I killed it in Magic tonight. I'm very, very happy about it. I had a blast. And then I got pulled over on the way home because apparently you have to have vehicles inspected in New York. I knew this, but not exactly how it works. So it turns out my vehicle was like 4 months overdue. And the cop that pulled me over was like super nice and, you know, just didn't even give me a ticket. Just said, you know, get it inspected. And he was a really nice guy. So yeah, I'd say despite being pulled over and being sick, I'm having a pretty good night.
Awesome. Yeah, we were talking a little bit before the show, and, you know, obviously being from New York, I've had experiences with cops and, expired, oh my god, what's the word? Inspections. I was gonna say registration, but I knew that was wrong in the past. So I know that life, Randy. I do know that life. You know what? Moving down here.
See, what I was saying before the show too is I confused my registration with my inspection. So I was looking because I checked a while ago because I was like, you know, it's been a while since I got the car. I wonder if it needs to get inspected. And so I look and I'm like, oh yeah. That sticker on there with the date it's still valid. Well, it turns out that's the registration, not the inspection. The inspection was very overdue, which is he pointed out how he knew it was overdue, and he's like, "Yeah, your sticker's the wrong color," which means like there's no way that it's possibly valid, and like that's how I saw it at night. And then I looked, I was like, "Oh yeah." I'm surprised I haven't been pulled over because it's been the wrong color for like 3 months. So,
yeah, it's about the least serious thing that you can get pulled over for, I think.
Probably.
But it is annoying when you do. And because sometimes you'll get pulled over for it and they'll give you the ticket. And it's like, that's a super inconvenience.
Yeah, I really appreciated that he didn't give me the ticket and just gave me the warning because, like, you know, I genuinely didn't know, and I would happily go get my car inspected, which I'm going to do tomorrow. So yeah, it's not a big deal.
So Randy, model Canadian citizen of the United States.
Absolutely.
Who will go and take care of his business as soon as he's informed. Well, that's good. Well, good on you. And apparently you're going to save your magic story for later on in the show.
Yeah, we'll get to, I'll throw that in with what I've been playing, I guess. I mean, that's kind of...
That's a good, you know what? Yeah. That is a good place to start. Why don't you tell us? Why don't you can maybe either start with the magic stuff or end with it, but go ahead.
Well, yeah, I guess we'll get right into it because I mean, it's been a pretty good week for gaming for me. So yeah, we'll start with magic. So, I mean, as you can probably figure out on the podcast, is, you know, I'm pretty new to magic. I'm kind of new to this whole thing. A couple weeks ago, my friend and I, we got up the, I want to say courage, but it's kind of like kind of courage, kind of confidence. We're like, yeah, okay, we're good enough now. We're ready to go get crushed at a tournament because I know the first tournament you go to, you lose. Like, you just get destroyed because, you know, you start playing with your friends. You're like, yeah, I'm pretty good. I beat all my friends. And then you go play in a tournament. and it's a whole nother league. Because I remember that from Yu-Gi-Oh! But it's good. If you can survive that first tournament, you're going to get good if you if you keep going back, because that's how you learn. Is you get crushed and you see the strategies that these good players use, the cards that these good players use, and you take that and you add it to your card, your deck, and your playing style. And so I knew that was going to happen. So I had to be ready and be prepared for that in my first tournament. So I went there, I got crushed, lost all 4, and that was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. But I got some good tips. Some of the top guys like my deck, and they gave me some good tips. And so tonight I made some changes. I mean, over the last couple of weeks I made some changes. I was ready to go. I was ready to play. Tonight, went there, killed it. 3-1. Sat at the winner's table all night.
And this wasn't at a tournament though, right? This was with your friends, right?
No, this was at a tournament.
Oh, this was at a tournament.
This was at a tournament. The same place, same store I went before I got crushed. And so I took that advice, took those new cards, changed up my deck. And yeah, because I call it the winner's table because like the first table seats four matches, and your position at the tables is based on your win record. So like the top guys all sit at the front table because they keep winning. So I got to sit at the front table all night, and yeah, it was awesome. It was so much fun, and it felt like I was back when I enjoyed playing Yu-Gi-Oh. It felt like that again. It's so much fun, and I'm really enjoying Magic a lot. So yeah, I won 4 packs.
So was this at like a games, like was it at a tabletop game store or just a general game store?
Yeah, it's like a local. I mean, I want to call it like a card store, but like they've got like comics and board games, and I don't know. There's people that play something in the back. I don't know what it is. I don't think it's Warhammer.
We don't talk about that. We don't talk about
now. You know what you don't talk about is the basement. I don't know. Have you ever been in the basement of one of those stores?
No,
if it has a basement.
I can't say it.
That's a whole nother world. It's crazy.
Have you? Now I'm curious because you're kind of really diving into this Magic thing, and have you? Like I know you've talked about it in the past on the show. You weren't a big Magic fan earlier on.
Well, I was really into I played Yu-Gi-Oh pretty competitively for a long time, like years, and I played a little bit of Magic very casually with some of my Yu-Gi-Oh friends, but that was it. And it was nothing. We didn't play by any of the like current. We didn't play with any restrictions or any of that. So it was very casual, just kind of whatever play.
So but I guess my question is then, because I'm curious, now you have a little bit of overlap. Now you've got this new hobby with Magic and the actual card game. Are you gonna go back and get all these Magic games done? You gonna play these?
I was
Magic?
thinking about it. I mean, they seem fun. They don't seem too crazy. I'm not gonna play that one that takes 500 days.
Oh, okay. Is there one? I didn't know that.
Yeah. There's one. I think it's complete a daily challenge for 500 days or something. It's like not in a row, but it takes 500 days.
That's rough.
Or maybe it was 500 daily challenges and there's like 2 or 3 daily challenges. I don't know. It's ridiculous. And I think the servers are closing. Like it's already been, I don't know. I haven't followed that one too closely because I saw that achievement. I was like, that's stupid. Why would they put that in there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I might play some, but I had a real blast, and I really like the group there that plays. Like all the people are really cool, and they've given me some good advice.
How many people are we talking? Are we like 20 people?
There's probably like 30 or. I mean, I think there's. Yeah, probably 30 people. Probably about 30 people that show up.
That's cool. And it's just kind of a casual Friday night meetup where everybody just... I
mean, it's kind of casual, kind of competitive. I mean, it's sanctioned, so it goes on my ranking.
Oh, do you have like a profile and stuff too? That's pretty cool.
I think so. I don't really know how to find it, but I have a number. Like I have a number that'll give me a ranking or whatever that I use at tournaments.
Interesting.
But yeah, it's really fun and yeah, it's a good crowd and like.
So how long?
So I think well my friend was saying because he was watching, like because he finished up a couple games. My deck's kind of slow, so we were generally like the last matches going. So like you'll have people kind of finish up their match and then kind of start gathering around the winners table and watching the end of the matches. And so my friend that I went with was observing. He's like, man, like some of those guys were like, they really liked your deck, I guess, because it was, I think a lot of the people there play decks that are just like built from a list, like they didn't make it from scratch, or based it on something from a list, where mine is totally made from scratch. So like I'll just like pull stuff out that people are like, what is that? Like, because they it's not stuff that's commonly played, and I like that. I think it was kind of fun. Now I'm gonna have to take some of that out.
Naturally. So my question is, if they're giving you a rank, some sort of numerical value based on your performance, how long until you start boosting with yourself in order to get that rank up?
Well, I think in order to do that, I would have to open up my own card store and then make tournaments with myself, just filling all of the slots that I could just fudge the numbers. Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, in Yu-Gi-Oh, I was, without boosting with myself, I think I was like top 5 or something in my province. But it's, so the thing is, I think Magic's the same way. The problem is, though, is it's heavily based on how often you play. Ooh, and so okay. I would go, because it's like a cumulative point value. So like you do lose points when you lose, but if you have a decent win record and you play a lot, you'll move up a lot. Because so I played sanctioned tournaments twice a week, where most people didn't. So I still won a lot, but I also played more than most people did. So I kept moving up a lot, even though, maybe against the top 10 people in terms of skill, I probably wouldn't win all the time.
So you'd say,
but I'd be ranked higher than them.
It's akin to the fantastic true skill system that we had early on in the Xbox 360.
Yeah, kind of. Because the other thing, I mean, if it works the same way as the Yu-Gi-Oh ranking system did, is you get more points if you beat higher ranked people. So like if I lost to somebody who was just brand new, I would plummet because, they shouldn't win. They don't have any points.
Right.
And if I beat them, I get almost nothing. I mean, I'll still get a couple points, but not much. So I assume Magic's probably the same way. So the people I beat tonight, my previous win-loss record was 0-4, 4 being the losses. They're probably going to take a hit on their ranking tonight. But,
you only had one way to go for yourself anyways.
Yeah. Good. I don't know if you can go negative, but if you could, I probably did. So that, so that was a ton of fun.
I know. Yeah, I was just going to say, I know a lot of people, rightfully or so, I think you have this reputation of, being rainy on things.
Yeah.
But it's good to hear you have a very optimistic and positive outlook on this new sort of endeavor that you're going on, and good luck to you. I
do. And that's what's crazy is like, I haven't been this optimistic about a game in so long, because I play this game and I'm like, this game is run by people that want this to last a long time because it's balanced. It's like how I keep comparing it to how Yu-Gi-Oh used to be. It feels very much like how Yu-Gi-Oh used to be because it was meant to last for a long time. Like, it wasn't like, okay, we're going to cash out in the next 3 years, so let's make it so every new set, the cards are so good that's the only thing you can use. And if you had anything else, it was garbage. Useless. And that's how Yu-Gi-Oh kind of got when I stopped playing. I don't know if it's changed. But with Magic, I mean, they do have... The cards sort of expire in the format I play. Is it's like the last 4 or 5 sets or something. And then every 6 months or a year, I don't know which, like 2 or 3 of those sets cycle out. So they're no longer legal. And then new ones come in.
That sounds an awful lot like forced microtransactions.
It does, but those cards can still be used in other formats, so you can still sell them. Like, they still hold some value, and you can sell them. That's the thing. You can sell them, and you can buy singles. I don't buy packs. I only win packs. So all the cards in my deck, none of them came from packs. I just bought them all on eBay.
That's right.
If I bought packs, it would have cost me like $300 because I'm gambling trying to get what I need.
Okay. Well, yeah, so I think, it's cool. It sounds like you're having a lot of fun.
It's fun.
And good luck to you. I do think you should, before you start going on with the rest of what you've been playing, try to go for the magic completion. I'm gonna plant that seed in your brain.
Like all of them.
All
the series?
Yeah. You're having so much fun with it in real life. Why not? It can only... I assume that most of that stuff is still relevant, right? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't even know how it works. So
Magic 2012, most of those cards are not going to be legal in Standard, which is the format I play.
Well, then look at it as like historical research.
I know. It's still good practice, and it's good to learn the game a little bit better because I'm still kind of learning. That's the other thing, too, that's funny is like actually, the guy that was teaching me the most was the guy that beat me, but... I'm sweating a little bit, but it's funny because he's like, wait, do you know what that is? Like, I guess I told him, he's like, so I'm going to do this in this step. He's like, wait, do you know what that is? Meanwhile, this is like an evenly matched game almost. It's pretty funny. It was fun. So yeah, good times. But yeah, I will move on. You can plant that seed and I will not let it grow. And
but on to Xbox. So played a lot of Grand Theft Auto 5 this week. You played more than I did, but we did play it.
But we had a good run this week, man. We were this final heist. So we finished the Doomsday heist. This was crazy. This last mission was... I'm so positive tonight. It's ridiculous. This shouldn't... What is going on?
It's very refreshing. It's very nice. Yeah.
I'm very positive tonight. Because it's fun. This is another good game. Even though it's filled with microtransactions. But it's a good game. So we got our crew together. We're playing the final mission of the Doomsday heist, the finale. And so you've got a timer. You got like a Doomsday timer of 20 minutes. So we get in there, we're kind of pinned down, like these guys infinitely spawn and they're really strong, and like we're running out of supplies, and Fug is hiding in the closet in the corner so he doesn't get killed. And so our guy who's hacking, he's like, I can't do it. I ran out of time, and I'm like, okay, let me try it. We got at this point we got 3 or 4 minutes left on the clock. So I run across the room, try not to get shot. Go in, hack it, do it first try. I'm like, okay, we got it. We're down to 2 minutes on the timer. So we're just like, okay, we all have to run. We have to run to this place, hope we don't get killed. Because, we were taking it slow up to this point because these guys are crazy. They kill you in 2 shots. So we run over. I get in, start hacking, the timer's counting down. I'm on the last bit. We finished it with 15 seconds left on the clock. It was like a straight up a movie or something.
It was very tense.
It was very insane.
Because we get into this facility and there are 4 terminals that you have to hack. And we didn't know that. We just knew we had to hack some terminals. So we go to the first one, we hack it, fine, no big deal. It's tough, but we're kind of understanding the situation. Then it's like, we think we only have to hack the one, and there's no, get to the second one. Then the second one, and it's like, oh, okay. And then we do the second one. And we get to the third one, it's clear now that we have to hack 1 terminal in each corner of this room. And the third one was where the guy who was doing the hacking was having some struggles. So Randy had to hop in, and he did it pretty quickly. And then of course, we only have 55 seconds at that point. And we know we have to get to the far corner, get there, hack it, and not die. And those 3 things are obviously working against you at that point.
And it sounds much easier describing it than it really is, because these are guys that can kill you almost instantly, and there's a ton of them. They're everywhere. They're spawning infinitely very quickly.
Yeah, they just got what makes it not easy, but doable, I would say, is the fact that where they spawn is predictable, so you know where everybody's coming from. But there's also the chance that they can shoot you and kill you dead pretty quickly. So even if you know where they're coming from, they kind of have a one-up on you overall. So it was very tense, and then we did beat it. And then we did the rest of the mission, which is not nearly as tough as that. No, it was...
Well, and once you finish the hacking, the timer goes away because you've defused the missiles or whatever it is that are happening. But yeah,
so we finished...
Super crazy. Great. That is a great DLC. Fantastic DLC.
It was a lot of
super fun. We had a ton of fun. It's really hard, but it's a ton of fun. And like the payout is crazy. Like the amount of money you get from that. Like, you know, and then I'll go on to this after, but like after we finish this next part, we're looking at our money and like originally, because you can upgrade your guns, but it's super expensive. It's like 3 or 4 million or something. I think you have to buy a building, then you have to buy a truck, then you have to actually buy the upgrades. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, we're totally gonna have enough money to buy those weapons by the time we're done with this, because like the payout on this heist is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's very
so
hard.
Then after that, the other guy doing the heist with us, me and him started our first attempt on the Criminal Mastermind Challenge. So that's the one we have to do that heist all the way through without dying with 2, 3, and 4 people. So not back to back, but you have to do it without dying with 2, do it without dying with 3, and do it without dying with 4. And if you die, you have to restart from the beginning. Fortunately, if you quit the game within 5 seconds, it does not count that you died. You also can't have anybody disconnect or leave the game. So if anybody does quit out, everybody has to quit out within 5 seconds. Otherwise, you're restarting the whole thing.
I cannot stress how, for a normal game, that would be a slight annoyance. For Grand Theft Auto, which takes approximately 15 minutes to load into the game.
I don't even think 15 minutes is an exaggeration.
I don't think so.
It's insane. The loading time in that game is unreal. It's just so brutal. And the fact that the menus are so bad that you can't... So if you want to go to so some of this mission you have to do in a public lobby. Those parts of the missions you can die in. That's fine. They don't count against you. But you still have to be in a public lobby. And there's an exploit to kick everybody out of it, so it's a private public lobby. But if you do the rest of the mission that counts towards that challenge in that public lobby, there are issues of it resetting your progress for no reason, it not finishing the mission properly, so you can get all the way through the mission and then you'll just fail at the end because it can't load properly and things like this. So then after you do those public lobby parts, you have to go back to the main game, wait for that to load. Then once that's loaded, you go back to the online menu, load up that lobby, and then have everybody join you. So it's just like we spend as much time loading as we do doing the missions, I think.
Between loading and traveling, I mean, it's not an exaggeration to say that the heists themselves, I would say, take less than 50% of the time.
Yeah, I think so.
You're actually trying to do it because
traveling is a real issue too.
Yeah, it's always like come up to this area to start the mission. And you, of course,
drive
you spawn
across the city.
Yep. And then you spawn so far away. Yeah. And then you start the mission. And then it's always like, okay, now that you're starting the mission, get in this specialized vehicle, drive another 4 miles to the start of the mission. In that manner, like, there's a lot of praise for how GTA 5 is designed. Those, and Randy's expressed frustration about the menu system and stuff. The
menus are the worst. I think they're the worst menus in any game I've ever played.
Yeah, and the setups for the missions and stuff are also atrocious. The missions themselves are great, are fantastic.
Yeah.
But everything...
The preps are terrible.
Surrounding it is just the most monotonous, tedious... We had to make our own fun.
It's like it's designed to make you want to spend money on shark cards to buy a faster car so you can get there faster. We're driving some of the fastest cars in the game and it takes forever.
Yeah. Every single time. And like there are probably between the setups and the actual missions, there's 15 or 20 maybe?
I think the progress meter, which counts all the preps and setups on that achievement, is like 30. Okay. Or 32 or something.
So you're doing this constantly. Yeah. If you were doing the missions...
almost half of that is preps.
Yeah.
So
if you just started the missions, where the mission was, and you didn't have to travel anywhere, that would turn this achievement from, I don't know, maybe 15 hours it took us to do this probably?
Yeah, I think it'll take us a lot less when we do it again. But I'm expecting our first criminal mastermind to take between 15 and 20 hours.
Yeah. It would probably... Realistically, you're talking about 5 hours of gameplay. Okay, 8 hours of gameplay, I'll say. In 15 to 20 hours of actual time played. And that's what's really too bad. Because this content is so good.
Especially
and so worth playing.
with these really brutally difficult challenges that are going to be... Like, I'm really enjoying... It's incredibly satisfying working towards this achievement. Except for the loading. Yeah. That's the thing. If that loading... We spend more than half the time loading now because we have to quit out of these missions. And when you quit out, you quit the game. Like, you have to relaunch the game from nothing and set all this up again.
Yep.
Every time you die once. And it's brutal. I think the first 3 missions took us almost 6 hours.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's tough. It's too bad. It's too bad.
It is.
It's kind of... It's half just the fact that the game is so big... And it's half the design where they just seem to be trying to extend it for whatever reason.
Yeah, for artificially extend it, for sure.
It's frustrating, but again, at the end, it's like, man, I had so much fun when I was in the middle of it.
It's so much fun.
Yeah,
like,
it's tough.
Despite all those complaints, it is, and it's free. That's another thing too.
True.
Is it's free. You have to have a good chunk of GTA dollars to start it. But the idea is it's like a 5th heist. It's like if you've done the other, or 6th, I don't remember how many heists there are. But if you've done all the other heists, you're going to have more than enough money to pay for this mission.
And the heists are really by far the best part of GTA 5. So,
I mean, I would say it's probably the only part of GTA Online worth playing.
I don't even know. I honestly don't know because I haven't played any of the
Have you ever been to a public lobby?
Oh yeah, you get killed instantly. It's awful.
Yeah, exactly.
It's terrible. Yeah.
And I think most of the other stuff is just like races and stuff like that.
Yeah, I guess I'm just saying I've never played the races. I've never played the death matches. Like they may be fun, I guess, but it's not fun in the same way that the heist would be. I can imagine the heist would be the crown jewel of that game for sure.
Yeah, and it's so much fun. So I'm gonna be playing some more of that this weekend, and we'll see how it goes. But a lot of fun so far. I'm looking forward to that. I'm feeling really good about getting that achievement now. I know we can do it in a reasonable amount of time. So, as long as we all stick with it, I think it'll be good. Played some Saints Row 2 with Mango. Still grinding that out every week. I started idling Forza 2 again. Despite only having 125 Gamerscore, I'm actually getting pretty close to completing the game.
What?
So
really?
It's very, very top heavy.
Oh, okay.
Or bottom heavy, whichever way you want to look at it. And the way I'm doing it, pretty much the way I'm doing it is I'm doing all of the races first, getting all the free cars, and then getting enough credits to buy all of the cars in the game, which is like half the game's achievements. And then I'm just going to do it all at once. So I'll pop like most of the game's achievements in a sitting, probably, when I'm there. Then there's a little tiny bit of content that I actually have to play. You can actually sim almost the entire game, fortunately. So that's what I've been doing. Then there's a little bit that I'm actually have to play, but it doesn't look too bad. And then what I've mostly been working on this week. So as I mentioned, I don't think I mentioned on the podcast, but I stayed home from work on Monday and I came home early on Tuesday because I was pretty sick this week. Which, feeling pretty sick and not really doing anything, I just kind of sat on the couch and played Killer Instinct. So I now have 29 achievements left in Killer Instinct. I'm done all of the online achievements, and I'm done almost all of the play 200 matches with characters, and the rest is grinding out fight challenges, which isn't too bad. It's a little grindier than I thought it was going to be, but it's not bad. So I'll probably have that done in the next week or two, and that is going to be a very, very nice completion to have. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, that'll be, again, I'm just going to keep needling you on this.
Nope.
That's going to be 2 out of 3 of the big ones.
No Halo.
All right.
Yeah. So with that, that's all I've been playing this week. I'm having a pretty positive week. It's pretty good for me.
Yeah. No, it sounds like you got a lot accomplished. So, and even some IRL games. So there you go. All right, well, I was going to start off with GTA heists, but I don't have to. We've already talked quite a bit about them. I'm going to try to keep this as brief as possible, but I've played a lot this week. So I'm going to just kind of go through the list that I have. The random to-do list came out, today is Friday, so it came out, I think, Wednesday or Tuesday night? Wednesday night. And so I played a couple of games for that, stuff like Tropico, which seems to come up on my list constantly. Assassin's Creed Revelations also comes out on my list. I got to play some Jackbox, which just involved me with multiple phones and devices in my hand trying to get the achievement, which was fine. I got a Portal achievement in Orange Box that I did tonight, where you had to beat the advanced levels, which I didn't even know were a thing. But there's cheats in Portal. I had no idea that there were cheats in Portal. So there's a cheat that you could literally put the portal anywhere in the level.
Oh yeah, that's what makes those challenge rooms like sort of doable.
Oh man,
they're still hard. But
yeah. I walked through them like I didn't have any. I didn't look up any guides or anything. I just literally just put a portal where I needed to go, and I'm there.
Oh well, maybe not the challenge rooms. The get gold or whatever, where you can only take like 20 steps or whatever. That was really hard.
I didn't do anything like that.
Those are still tough.
No,
with cheats, they're still tough.
I just had to beat advanced. So. And then so for this week's GTask bonus, it's to get twice the amount of achievements that you have from last week. And last week I had like close to 70. So that was quite a hill to climb. So what I decided to do, somebody in Discord suggested, put turn off on your list for random to-do list, because that has 80 achievements and they're all fairly easy. The one game. So I did. And of course it was the first game, it was the first achievement on my random to-do list. And so I've been playing that quite a bit, and I gotta say I'm really enjoying it. It's a very simple, kind of casual, easy platformer. But I like it. I really kind of dig the atmosphere and the music and the how the game plays. It's very simple. Like you don't hold the button to move. I guess you kind of do, but you only 2 directions and one button. You can just jump up and down between these lines, these power lines that are in the level. But it's really nice. I actually really kind of enjoy it, and you are constantly popping achievements, like 2 to 3 per level, and those levels are over in 2 minutes. So it's cool. It was cool, and I'll probably get that done this week, I think. It's a good game. Turn off, it's called. Other than that. We finished up. So last week, Kronos messaged me, he put a chat out there in the Left 4 Dead looking for group chat, and was like, "Hey, anybody who has South Park, let's go tower defense play. Want to get this stuff done?" And I said, "Yeah, I've got to get it done. I had the last 3 achievements to do." So it was me and him and a few others. And we had been working on that a few days last week. The biggest achievement in that game is where you have to get through one of the harder levels with the final boss. That's pretty tough without using any towers. Your characters that you move around have the ability to just throw snowballs. So that was challenging. It took us a few tries, but we got it done, and I completed that game. So that was just an old arcade game, but it was nice to get that done off the list. And then something else that happened in the Looking for Group channel. This channel worked out very well for me this week. Kingsman 2625 was offering a Minecraft world with all of the achievements available. And man, oh man, was that awesome. We hopped in there. There was a whole bunch of us. Freem was there at the later end of the night. But there's a bunch of us, and I think I got 16 to 1700 TA in maybe an hour and a half. 15 to 20 achievements, like a lot of that game done. I had probably done 40% of it or so. But he had just everything set up. Like, here, go here, grab this thing, jump off this thing. Here's an achievement. Do this, do that. And it was amazing. So I wanted to call him out and just say thank you so much. I do have a few more that we left that night. I'm sure I'll come back to them at some point, and I hope he doesn't get rid of that room. But you know what the craziest thing was for me? I've played Minecraft legit with my friends quite a bit. I mean, I probably had 60 or 70 hours in that game. And I never knew you could run in that game until that day.
You didn't?
I didn't know. I had no idea. Because it's forward on the control stick, which seems pretty intuitive, right? But every single time I've ever played with my friends, we just kind of... It's just a slow, casual game in general. It was never an issue. It was that we just kind of walk around and mine at stuff. I mean, we played it super casually. I didn't play it for achievements at the time. But, man, that blew my mind. It was like, what? What? Because I was walking through this tunnel, and all of a sudden he just ran through me. And I'm like, how are you doing that? Like, do you have special boots on or something? And maybe that's says more about me than anybody else. But other than that, let's see if there's anything else I need to talk about. No, that's pretty much it. I got an achievement in our Borderlands boosting group, which we have on Wednesday nights. It's my first achievement in Borderlands 2 since 2012. So that's nice. Finally starting to make some progress in that. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, that's it. That's it for me. That's what I have been playing this week. But Randy, how about we talk about some news?
There is some news to talk about this week.
Anything jumping out at you that you want to start with? Or should we just go down the list?
Well... We can't all be positive all the time this week.
No.
Or ever. You know, we got to throw some rain in. So there's something not so great happening with a great game. At some point this month, not sure when, Rock Band Network is shutting down completely.
Womp.
2,000 songs being delisted. That's a big blow.
Well,
because
is it?
That's a lot of content.
But it is. But it was never available for Rock Band 4, right? So it's only available. Yeah. It's only available for Rock Band 2 and 3. I don't think Rock Band. Well, I guess you probably could get those songs for Rock Band 1, but
no, it was only 2 and 3. They didn't support Rock Band 1.
I mean, it is sad, I guess, but not surprising and not really that shocking that this is being removed, right?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I suppose Rock Band 3 probably still has people that play it. I don't know. I mean, last time I checked, I found a match real quick. But I mean, I don't know if anybody's still buying it, but I just don't understand the reason for doing this. Is the licenses aren't all expiring. It's just getting pulled. So I don't know if it's a Microsoft thing, if it's a Harmonix thing, but it's kind of sad, you know. It's just the same thing as when content like this gets pulled, it's just gone. At least if you bought it, you will still be able to re-download it, though. That is a plus.
So I was pretty heavy. I mean, by pretty heavy, I mean very heavy into Rock Band 2 and 3, and I don't think I ever actually downloaded a Rock Band Network song. Did you use the service at all?
I think I have a couple. Not a ton, but a few. They were a little cheaper. There was a lot of good stuff on there.
Yeah, was it 99 cents versus $1.99, I think? Was that how it was?
I think so. Yeah, I think it was 80 Microsoft points, and then they would have changed, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's not so shocking to me to hear this, but because you're now dealing with a subsection of a subsection of a subsection of your player base at this point. You know, how many people are still playing Rock Band 3? How many people have downloaded these Rock Band Network songs? I'm, reading the blog post on Harmonix's website. It just comes down to the standard sort of licensing issues that they've been dealing with for a long time.
So. But the thing with Rock Band Network is, though, it's not licensing issues for all of them. A lot of these are written and created by individual people that own the rights to these songs entirely. It's not. I mean, I think Harmonix even said they lost contracts for these songs ages ago. Like not something new. So, and they're still selling them. And I'm sure all 2,000 of these aren't all expiring at once. So, I don't know, maybe Microsoft pulled the plug. There was some mention that it was involved, like, kind of with the same...
Maybe Harmonix pulled the plug. Microsoft had nothing to do with this, right?
The same... Not necessarily. It was handled the same way, and they were submitted through the Xbox 360 Indie Games program.
Wait a minute.
We know went away, but not entirely. Like, they were submitted that way, but they weren't hosted there, I guess.
Was Rock Band Network not on PS3?
It is. It's already pulled from PS3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's... Well, some of it is. I don't know if all of it is, but some of it is. So, yeah, I don't know.
It is...
It's... I'm not happy about it, but...
When is it? Has it been... I'm reading the post right now.
They didn't have a date, but it's sometime this month. So if you want something from there, you can still buy it on Xbox. But it'll obviously never come to Rock Band 4.
Yeah.
But you can still play it in Rock Band 3 and Rock Band Blitz and Rock Band 2.
Yeah, that's too bad. That's too bad.
Yeah, it's a lot of content. And very short notice, too. I mean, at least there is some notice, but...
You know what? There's one more thing that's kind of related to this that I wanted to cover real quick. It's not really related to this, but it is Harmonix related, and... I bought the... Have you heard about the Harmonix board game that they made?
Yes, quote, board game.
It's called Drop Mix, right?
It uses an app.
Yeah, so what? On. So does all of the Jackbox games. We don't... That's fine.
But that's not a board game. Jackbox isn't a board game. It's a video game.
Well, anyways, doesn't matter. Because I won't let you in on this yet. Because I haven't played it yet. I haven't. And we were supposed to play it last weekend, but we weren't able to. I think we're going to play it tomorrow night. So just so everybody's aware, I will talk about it hopefully next week and give you my impressions, because it actually looks really cool. But that's just, I guess, a tease for next week. Anyways, let's move on, Randy. Guess what else happened this week in the news?
I don't know. What happened?
Did
Harmonix get shut down?
No. Try again.
I don't know.
We were just
Ubisoft is re-releasing Far Cry 3 as part of only a bundle.
Oh yeah, we heard about that just today, right? That's brand new news.
Leave it to Ubisoft.
Well, EA.
Actually, it's part of the season pass. Even you can't even just buy the game; you got to buy the season pass to get your Far Cry 3 remastered. That's probably not even remastered.
Activision's already done that, right? With Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Oh yeah, no, it works. It works. I'm not doubting that, but I mean, it just, it's awful.
So presumably, just like Call of Duty eventually came out for release,
and Stick of Truth, by the way.
Oh, Stick of Truth as well. Yeah, actually.
Yep.
I heard
that's getting a physical release.
Yeah, which is cool, right?
It is. Cool. I like that. I approve of that.
Yeah. Anyways, so this is a news item that we didn't even know we were going to talk about, but yeah. So Far Cry 3 will be a pre-order bonus or a season pass
bonus, not a pre-order bonus. So you can have for Far Cry 5.
Yeah.
So you can get a mostly empty open world with your mostly empty open world.
I didn't play Far Cry 3.
I think Far Cry 3 was a less bad offender, but yeah.
Do you know where Far Cry 5 takes place, Randy?
Oh, Freedom Land.
I think it's like Montana or something.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Montana.
Do you know how close Montana is to where you are right now?
about 2 hours. Very close.
Exactly. So anyways, cool that they're giving it away with the season pass. Boo that they don't give it away any other way.
Kind of giving it away, kind of not. I mean, it's going to be built in the price.
It's gonna come out in 4 months, and you'll be able to buy it on the marketplace for $40 or whatever they charge, and so just give it some time. Just give it some time.
Now, how much does the season pass cost? That's what I'm wondering. It's probably gonna be $60.
You think so? Would that be the first one?
I think so. I mean, I think Stick of Truth was, or not Stick of Truth. The new one was like the gold edition is $120 in the Canadian marketplace. So it's probably $100 in the American one.
The gold edition of Far Cry 5?
No, of Fractured Butthole.
What? No way.
Pretty sure.
There's no way. I don't know. I don't even know that there's no DLC content for that game as far as I'm aware.
Not yet.
They did release some. What I thought was. Oh God, we have to look this up now.
Okay, $110 on the Canadian marketplace. So let's check the American market because my prices are all in Canada. Let's see.
It's $90.
Okay, I guess $30 season pass. Okay.
What do you get? So they came
it's
out.
It's probably not out yet.
They came out with one called the Danger Deck DLC, which was a parody of the X-Men Danger Room, but it's essentially just a combat room that you go into to play some combat stuff. I don't think there was any achievements associated with it. I don't even think you can buy it. I thought it was free. I'm going to check right now. Oh, it is. It's $6. Man, I had no idea. Okay, I didn't know. We'll see what comes out later on, but of course I'm not going to be aware of it if there's no achievements in that. I'm just going to skip right over that. Anyways, so if you are feeling the nostalgia itch for Far Cry 3, make sure you pick up the season pass for however much money it is.
Don't. Just don't. Just wait.
So something else that happened, Red Dead Redemption 2 got an official release date. Or was it pushed? I was kind of conflicted on... I don't know if we had an official release, but it was kind of expected in springtime. Now it's coming out in October, right? I think it's October 26th is the official date now. What if you had to give it a percentage, Randy, what would you say that Rockstar is going to hit October 26th this year for Red Dead 2?
I mean, for Red Dead Online, 100%. For the base game, I don't know. We'll see. They got to get that horse card money.
I put this at 50-50.
I have no idea. I know they're notorious for delaying games, but it's been a long time. It's been in development a long time.
It has been a long time.
GTA 4 got delayed for like 18 months, and it was still terrible. So, who knows?
It has been a long time. And kind of they've just been... Man, they have no incentive to release any new games, right? Because
no, they have no incentive. I mean, but they do and they don't. Like, there's still... Even if there's no microtransactions in this game, they're going to sell a copy to every single person that owns a computer, an Xbox One, or a PS4. Everybody's going to buy this game.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Like, they're I bet 80% of people that play games are going to buy this game. Of everybody.
Yeah, it's hard to argue that because
I would say Red Dead probably even more than GTA because Red Dead doesn't have the stigma that GTA does for like younger people.
Oh no, we talked about this and God, it was months ago now. May have been more than that. But we when we looked up the numbers, Red Dead numbers like are fractional of GTA numbers.
Really?
Like, fractional, like not even close.
That's I mean,
like
even
25% or less.
Really?
Yeah, I can't specifically remember. We did look it up on the show one time because we were kind of curious about this.
But does that include people double buying GTA though?
Well,
because remember, you could buy it on 2 generations.
I don't know that matters, but I mean, people are still buying.
Yeah, okay, but I bought GTA 5 twice.
Yeah.
So I actually bought it 3 times.
Yeah.
But I only bought Red Dead 1. I actually bought Red Dead 6 times. but
Those
that's
were
irrelevant.
used copies, and they don't count.
Yes, they were used copies. I bought 1 new copy. I bought 3 new copies of GTA 5. But I don't think it was that uncommon for people to buy 2 new copies of GTA 5 when they upgraded their console, because that was the game that everybody got again, because they wanted to keep playing GTA 5. So,
I
I'm not saying that I disagree with those numbers. I mean, that's very possible, but I mean, a lot of people bought Red Dead.
No, a lot of people bought Red Dead, but the amount of people that buy GTA is incomparable. I mean, it's so ridiculously high. It seems ludicrous. Speed.
But yeah, but again, like, even if they release it without microtransactions, so many people are going to buy this game that they're still going to make a killing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, it's probably gonna outsell like every game again except for GTA 5, because GTA 5 is people still have been buying for the last 5 years.
It's been on the top 10 list, consistently for years and years and years.
Yeah, and people bought it twice or 3 times or 6 times or whatever, like me.
I say, I'm being cynical when I say 50-50. I kind of buy...
Actually, that's not true. I actually did buy GTA 5 4 times. All of them were new. I bought it twice on 360 and twice on 1.
I kind of buy the October release date for Red Dead. It's been long enough. The cynical side of me says there's no reason to release Red Dead. There's still making so much money on GTA 5. The biggest competition they're going to face for Red Dead is themselves, really.
It's themselves,
so,
yeah. Now, that being said, though, maybe they don't release horse cards. Maybe this is just a single-player game with no recurring That's... What am I talking... What is... Delete that from the podcast.
Randy,
delete that from the podcast. What am I talking about? Who cares if they cannibalize themselves? It's made up products you're buying for real money.
I don't know.
Hey, delete that. Bleep it out. I didn't say that.
I do think that, of course, there will be. I don't know. I don't know. I can see it going either way. Cynical side of me says, yeah, I can see them doing horse cards and all that nonsense. The other side of me says maybe they'll do a quote unquote reasonable amount of this sort of microtransaction stuff. Maybe it will be essentially what Red Dead Online was, with little tweaks and a little more of that sort of loot crate stuff, but not an egregious amount. Maybe it'll be reasonable. I don't know. They could do that. They certainly have the resources and the capability to do that. I don't know. I don't care, because I will buy the game and I'll play the single player, and I will almost certainly never, ever, ever finish it. I've never finished a Rockstar game, I don't think. I mean,
that's about to change when we do these heists.
Yes. Well, yeah, to be fair, I have a lot more of that game to beat than just the heists. So.
Okay, but once you do that achievement, you can't say you're not going to finish that game.
Yeah, no, maybe it's
because you have to get to level 100 for the heists, like,
unless
without question.
Continue to refuse.
I mean, if you continue to refuse, we'll replace you. Because they do more damage on hard, by the way.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so you'll die in one hit. Yeah, so that's done. By the time you're done the heist, you have enough money for the other grindy achievement.
Yeah, easy. I know. I just haven't. I mean, I've every Rockstar game I've played, I've beaten the story. But
and then we're gonna go back to Red Dead, and you're gonna finish that.
I'm hoping we do that soon. So
yeah, we'll do that.
Anyways, so Red Dead Redemption 2, allegedly in October, right before Halloween. Maybe they're gonna do a follow up to Undead Nightmare. Wasn't that what it was called?
Yeah.
We'll see. I doubt it, but we'll see. And we'll see if it even comes out. But other than that, we've got a couple more things to cover. Let's talk about EA had an earnings call. So we have 3 things to talk about here.
EA had an earnings call?
Yes, EA. Let's talk about number 1 is my favorite thing. Anthem, the game that should not exist and does not deserve to exist, was moved to Q1 of 2019, and it is, quote-unquote, not a delay. It's not a delay because, in my mind, that game will be canceled and all those resources will be made available to the developers of Dragon Age and Mass Effect. What? Go ahead.
So they said, oh yeah, this game is coming out in 2018, so we moved it to Q1 2019, but that's not a delay. We just moved it.
Which is, by definition...
Is that what am I understanding this correctly?
I believe you're right, yeah.
Okay, EA.
Yeah, I don't know what you would call that.
That's a delay, guys.
There is also apparently a new Battlefield coming out in 2018, which does seem a little surprising to me. It's kind of a fast turnaround. We just had Battlefield 1...
That was 2 years ago, wasn't it?
I mean, a year and a half. It was late 2016, I think, right?
Oh, no, it came with my 1S. But I bought that almost a year ago, but that was late. That was like at least 6 months old stock.
Oh, you got the Stormy one,
18
right?
18 months. Yeah, I got the Rain Cloud Gray.
Yeah. Okay, so that's
not... I had to pay a little extra for the Rain Cloud Gray.
That's not out of the realm of reasonable. All right.
No, that's longer than Call of Duty.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. Give them some time to cook it in the oven. No real revelation there. I mean, obviously they're going to go out with another one.
But how long do you cook an Elite controller in the oven?
Ah, come on now.
Don't worry, I had to hit the dead horse a little bit.
So this is the most interesting and the one that we'll probably spend the most time talking about. Battlefront 2 didn't live up to sales expectations. So
shocker.
That
is actually surprising, though.
Well, it's not just surprising. It's kind of a good thing, right? It was people putting their foot on the ground and saying, no, we won't do this. Unfortunately, it seems as though the executives at EA may have gotten the wrong message from that underperformance, and they said that they're going to be bringing back the microtransactions.
Because that'll fix the problem. Unfortunately, it will, actually.
Well,
people are going to buy them.
No. Here's the thing.
Not as many as would have previously.
No. I don't think people will buy. Here's the thing, right? So
we'll see.
We'll
revisit this next quarter.
Okay, we can talk about it, but let's talk about predictions, right? So we know that the first month a game is out is by far the most important time that a game is out, right?
More, like 2 weeks to a month. Yeah.
So if your game comes out, your AAA $100 million game comes out and underperforms in the first month, let's just say 30 days, you don't recoup those losses. No matter what happens, you're not recouping those losses. You can kind of hold back the tide or whatever, but you're not going to get what you initially thought you were going to get out of that product. Now,
that's true.
If the reason that you didn't make the amount of money that you thought you were going to was because of microtransactions, and then you reintroduce microtransactions, I think you're only shooting yourself in the foot at that point. Like anybody that's holding out hope that maybe I can get it 2 months down the line for $20, I think I don't know what their aim is at this point. I don't know how they're going to fix what they've already broken, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I think they're just hoping the people that are there and hooked on it are just going to dump tons and tons of money into it. Or they're going to make it free.
That makes more sense.
Hope that or make the multiplayer free or something, and hope people dump a bunch of money in it. I don't think they'll do that, but they might.
That makes more sense to me. Yeah.
Let's hope Disney pulls the license.
I doubt that.
That's what I'm hoping. Yeah, I don't think so either. And sounds like Anthem's getting microtransactions.
Also, not surprising. Freem had a little quote for us here. He wanted to just say one thing about this Battlefront 2 thing. He said, "We didn't make enough money, so we're going to need all of you customers to foot the bill." So that's clever.
But I mean, that's how everything is, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't know. It's too early to tell whether the kickback from Battlefront was enough, but I think it definitely sent a message. We'll see what form that will take in the future here, but hey, like we talked about, we don't even know what kind of form the microtransactions in Red Dead will take. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yep.
We will see. Lots of ways that companies can take that sort of message. The final bit of news that we should talk about is Microsoft acquired the company PlayFab, which is a cloud-based platform in the gaming industry. Now, I don't know anything about PlayFab specifically, but the question is why, right?
I have a couple of suspicions on this.
Let's hear them. I'm ready for them.
So, I think it is either one of or a combination of the Xbox streaming to PC. Maybe they want that tech because that seems like a good thing. Maybe they want more streaming tech, more streaming power or something to improve Mixer some more interaction on Mixer, because that's kind of a thing. Or what I kind of think is the most likely scenario, even though it's probably not going to work because game streaming just doesn't work. We're not there yet. Our internet is not up to speed in America to make this work, but streaming Game
You
Pass.
shut your commie mouth.
Streaming Game Pass.
Oh, okay.
Because clearly Microsoft is seriously investing in Game Pass, which I think is actually the right move, because think about it. I've been thinking about this because people are comparing Game Pass to like, oh yeah, if you buy 2 AAA games a year, it's worth it. Well, kind of. Because, yeah, you get to play them on day one for $10 a month, but you're paying $10 a month forever. If you stop paying $10 a month, you don't own those games. You can't play them anymore. You still have to buy them. I think they're looking at this like a Netflix thing, where Netflix, although it's very cheap, you pay it every month. You keep paying for those games forever, even though you can rent them for a month for $10. I mean, presumably people are keeping the subscription for an extended period of time. That's a assumption here. But I think Microsoft sees that as the way to go, and that we can make good games that don't have to be filled with microtransactions and have all this negative feedback, and have people keep paying for them. Not directly, but indirectly keep paying for them. Just like the way Netflix will invest a bunch of money into making high quality content that is, really just to retain that subscription. It's not like people aren't paying more money for this content, but they're keeping their subscription. And if it comes out frequently enough, you're just going to keep renewing that subscription. And they're going to make way more money from that. I would assume, than sales, just like how incredibly successful Netflix has been in the, kind of now cable. That was a competitor to cable, but initially kind of the rental space.
Yeah, so it's,
and I do think that is the way to have a recurring income and be consumer friendly at the same time.
Yeah, it's so funny because I saw all these articles coming out once this whole news broke about Microsoft allowing their first party stuff to be coming out first. Well, not first, but available on Games Pass on day one. And people are like, okay, Microsoft is positioning themselves as the Netflix of video games.
Yeah.
And yeah, totally.
They are.
And
Sony's got nothing,
no.
as far as I'm aware. I mean, yeah, they've got more games right now, but when you can spend $10 a month to play half the games you want to play on Xbox, and you don't care about owning them, because let's be real, most people don't care. They play them for a couple months and then they're done with them. I mean, Xbox sure sounds lucrative to me.
Yeah, and I mean, man, the only problem, I think there is a problem that Microsoft will have to at some point at least bundle Xbox Live and Games Pass together in some meaningful way. I don't know.
But I mean, make it $12.50 a month.
Yeah, I would say that in order to do that, I think, like, so my perspective would be bump Games Pass up to $20 a month and give me the, well, I guess there's no way to do it. You can't even meet it halfway, because what I was going to say was bump Games Pass up $10 and then include a bundle that only, it's like $75 or something like that, but you would have to have Xbox Live to do Games Pass anyway. So I don't really know how you would include those services together. But anyways, it doesn't matter.
$12.50 a month.
Yeah, that would be fine. I don't know.
You get a little discount, but you got to buy them both.
But you can't. That's what I'm saying. You can't have Games Pass without Xbox Live.
You can't?
I assume you can't. Can you?
I mean, you could have Xbox Live Silver and pay for Games Pass, I would assume.
I don't know. I would assume that you couldn't, but I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong.
I mean, I have no idea either. I'm just assuming. But
yeah. Now, if they did a power move and put Games Pass, yeah, I don't know. It's tough. It's interesting. Anyways, but it's a really interesting idea. The idea that Microsoft is really pushing for this sort of games as a service, and you have access to this.
This is how games as a service should be.
Yeah,
you pay for a service that provides the games. The games themselves aren't the service.
Yeah, and I mean, man, if they keep pushing this technology, if they keep pushing these boundaries, of course,
Sony won't be able to catch up.
No. Just like with the 360 generation, like they were playing catch up the whole time with Xbox Live. This could be Microsoft's big sort of push now and into the next 5-10 years.
Yeah, and again, like I've said before, Games Pass is not for me, but Games Pass is fantastic. Like I think it's a really good model. It's just something that I wouldn't get my money's worth out of, so I don't buy it. But there are lots of people out there that would. And it's a really easy way to build a library from nothing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
To try out a bunch of games and, maybe just buy the ones you like and then cut your subscription. Whatever.
Yeah,
and
just
start
like...
it up again later.
Well, and that's the thing, too. It's just like Netflix. Like, okay, say you want to watch Stranger Things. You get a Netflix subscription and you're like, wow, I can watch Stranger Things. I can also watch Friends and The Office and Lost and anything, all of the Star Trek shows. And you're given such a value that you don't even think twice about renewing. You're like, okay,
exactly.
Absolutely. Even if I only use the tiniest fraction of what I'm given, why is this? Again, I had Games Pass for a month and a half, and I used way more than $10 worth of value in it. So, this is something I think Microsoft should push hard.
I do think that value would probably diminish over time.
Yeah, but it depends on how much they keep it up.
If you only subscribe for half the year, though, that's still $60.
Again, $10 is so cheap. It's so that's 2 arcade games. One retail.
Or one arcade game. I mean, $10. Most arcade games were $10.
Yeah. So it's so negligible, and if it really depends on the kind of refresh rate and how they're updating it and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But if they keep
and if
up
they're
on
growing it versus just cycling it.
Well, I don't know. I mean, even cycling it would be valuable to the consumer if you always have access to some sort of new stuff.
Yeah, but if say you start a game on its last month.
Yeah, that's true. Anyways,
I mean, you could buy it, but
and you can buy it.
I mean, that's kind of the point, is you don't have to.
You can buy it on discount if you have the Games Pass. So
yeah, or on a disc for probably less money.
Well, yeah, depending on the game, of course.
Yeah.
But anyways,
depends on what kind of consumer you are.
I think this is a great direction for Microsoft to go, and a way that they've positioned themselves to be a leader in the marketplace.
Which is surprising for Microsoft.
Yeah, no, it's so hopefully this and this is of course speculation. We don't know the specifics on why they acquired PlayFab, but you can kind of see the writing on the wall. We can kind of see what's going on.
It really seems like the timing is convenient. So, I mean, could you imagine too if you could to try these games, you don't even have to download them?
Yeah. Oh, that'd be amazing. That would be amazing.
That'd be crazy. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
If it works, obviously. I mean, it's not going to work for everyone. I hope you can still download them too. But as a way to kind of get your feet wet and try a whole bunch of different games, that would be nice to not have to download a 60 gig game.
Yeah, again, look at the Netflix experience. You go on.
Yeah, if you don't like something, just turn it off.
Yep.
Whatever.
You see something that you want. You just hit it, and there it is. Maybe you don't like it in the first 5 minutes. Maybe you binge that whole game that 1 week. But you have that experience available. And if there's nothing else available like that, yeah, that's a significant advantage in the marketplace, I think, for sure.
Agreed.
All right, Randy, we got a little bit of feedback that we should talk about. Rusty Old Tunes asks us, do we think that if PUBG achievements will be retroactive upon full release, is there any precedence of a game doing that, or has he just been playing for Shutter's fun?
I don't know about... I mean, there are lots of games that have added achievements in title updates that were retroactive. So I assume PUBG would be the same thing, assuming it's tracking the stats that it plans on using for achievements.
Yeah, we have no idea. That's the problem, that there's no...
Yeah.
There's no kind of... We have no idea of how the developers are going to handle the achievements for that game. So that's kind of a difficult question to ask. I would say...
I do highly suspect they will be retroactive, though.
Yeah, I would hope so. I would hope so.
Unless they release like a different version of the game, but that seems very unlikely. Where you have like, two title IDs that are separate, but that seems extremely unlikely that would happen. So, yeah, I would be surprised if they weren't. Let's put it that way. Unless the only way I think that they wouldn't be retroactive is if they aren't tracking the stats that those achievements, like if they are not currently tracking the stats that those achievements use to unlock.
Yeah, I don't know. We don't know enough about where they're even going to go with the achievements. So, by the way, a game that does retroactive achievements very well is Gears of War 4. I've got a whole bunch of achievements over like the 10 title updates that they've done that I've already done, which is super fantastic, and I hope that that's kind of a trend going forward. But to answer your question, Tunes, it may be the case that you're playing for fun, and you may not get any achievements, or maybe
you're definitely playing for fun for the time being.
Yep, maybe you'll pop them all. Who knows? We do not know. And lastly, Miserly Pluto asks, "What are the best kind of achievements?" Which is kind of a tough question.
It is. I like leaderboard achievements.
Yeah, but they are not the best kind of achievements.
I like achievements that aren't just time consuming for the sake of being time consuming. Like seriously is one of the worst achievements ever made, in my opinion, because it's all it is. It's just unnecessarily time consuming. And they just made it that way, just cause. It's stupid. The best achievements are also achievements like the one where like Criminal Mastermind and GTA, ones that are truly achievements, ones that not everyone's gonna get, or Mein Leben and Wolfenstein 2, things that are doable, but are very, very difficult and require a lot of dedication. I really like those kind of achievements, but I do also like games that have maybe things you wouldn't necessarily do or experience that the achievements get you to experience or do, or have little kind of almost side missions through achievements, just things that you kind of go out of your way to do, or maybe play the game differently. And but not things like get all the orbs in Crackdown. It's just like, why am I running around get all the stupid dumb pieces of candy and Saints Row Fun, things like that. I don't like those.
Yeah, I'm conflicted about this. I like the natural achievements a lot, obviously, because you just kind of get them when you're going through the game. But I also want the achievement to be worth something on its own. So I don't know. For me, it's a very delicate balance of, am I just doing this arbitrary thing to do this arbitrary thing because you wanted me to do this arbitrary thing, or am I doing it because it's in some way skillful or interesting or fun or something like that? Like you mentioned, Crackdown, collecting all the orbs. Now, that's kind of less offensive to me because you get something out of it. Your character becomes more powered up, and you gain these abilities. But like, compare that achievement with the Assassin's Creed 1 flag achievement, where it's just straight run around for no reason. There's not even an in-game reason, if I remember correctly, to do it. You just do it because it's an achievement. That seems more terrible. So I guess to answer the question, what are the best kind of achievements? The best kind of achievements are the ones where you're going to have fun going for them, but it's still challenging to get them. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But anyways, Randy, you know what? We're heading towards the tail end of our show here. What do you got planned for next week? Are you going to go back to... you're going to play some Magic? Or what?
No, I'm actually not going to be here next week. I'm going to Philadelphia. Never been to Philadelphia before.
You know how far of a drive that is from you?
About 20 minutes.
Exactly right.
I have no idea. It's not that far, but it's I don't know how far it is. So yeah, I'm going there. So I'll play some Killer Instinct. I'm not gonna go. I'll play Magic with my friend on Wednesday, like we usually do. I don't know. Probably, yeah, try and finish Killer Instincts, play some GTA this weekend, and I think that's about it.
Nice. I will be working on some random to-do list stuff, of course, this week. And, just that's kind of it, really. Yeah, I think that's it for me. Hey, do we have any noms or discos this week, or what?
Let me check. I'm actually not sure if we do. There is. There are 3. 2 unobtainable achievements in Arizona Sunshine for Windows 10, which I think is a mixed reality game. A $52 mixed reality game. The Go Outside and Last Man Standing achievements are unobtainable. There have been a lot of unobtainable achievements lately. Gigantic. The server is closing in July. The end of July.
Oh, yeah.
So, looks very time-consuming. I think there's like 3 completions. Yeah, 3 completions. So, you can still download it, but might not be able to complete it. And Minecraft Pocket Edition for Windows Phone. I got that going for the achievement fixed, which means some people were finally able to complete it. But there is one partly discontinued or unobtainable achievement. I'm not sure why that is, but it is. So you may or may not be able to fully complete the game. But since it started up to now, it is possible to complete it. So
I feel like I really should do that version because it's...
Yeah, it's also only Windows Phone 10. Just so you know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
There's so many versions of Minecraft. But anyways, okay, great. So that's it for us, folks. Kind of a more shorter show, but we had some good talks.
Yeah, I think so.
And Freem will be back next week, of course, but he's also going to be here right now talking about some community roundup. So Freem, tell me why I'm better than you.
All right, everybody, it is time for another community roundup. It is the beginning of February, so all of the new February contests are in play. Of course, we've got those great contests over at trueachievements.com. Let's start there. Specifically, the Great True Achievement Score Challenge for 2018, the GTA SE. So again, if you have a team that want to be tracked this year, let me know so I can start doing it. Friend request me online, all sorts of fun stuff like that. Period 3. Well, our top Zeds for teams in Period 3 was Eat, Sleep, Complete, Repeat. The team of Smirnov and Redemption, well, they finished 4th overall. Congratulations. Our near miss, well, it's True Achievement and Web Chimp. At the TGN All-Stars, they were 1 spot above elimination. So just by the skin of their teeth, they survive. As far as the individuals go, well, our top Zed for the individuals was Smirnov. He was 11th overall. And our near miss, 9 places above elimination, Eliphalet, 77. We did lose 2 people, Large Coffee and Cinecide 4, bite the bullet in period 3. You saw a tweet from True Achievement himself. He said, "It's coming," and showed the True Achievements Olympic symbol. Granted, it's not exact because we don't want to deal with copyright stuff. So, it doesn't quite match up to the real Olympics, but the True Achievements Olympics are coming back. By the time this show airs, you will be just on the eve of registration, and right when registration opens, so do the events. Yes, I said events. There are multiple things that you are going to be doing, and it'll be great. So look forward to that announcement. Get on it. Be a part of it. It goes through the entire month of February, or from, when it's announced on the 8th to the end of February. So you have the entire rest of the month to complete whatever it is we throw at you. I'll keep it a secret now, but by the time you're listening to this, likely it is already out. So good luck on that. It should be a ton of fun. Well, February 1st means brand new random to-do lists. I hope you enjoy your new lists. I super curated my list, and it is wonderful. A lot of, cleaning up old games, and then the games I do have on there are, like, quick completions, and so, like, I can just rip through those, clean up my backlog. I played Decay the Mare this last week. That game is not great. That game is, as far as a point and click, like, it's fine. It's easy. Following a walkthrough it works out great. It is creepy as all get out. I do not care for that type of game. Now, thankfully, there's no, I'm not avoiding anything. There's no combat or anything, but man, it is just kind of gross and nasty. The visuals aren't great, but it does have 42 achievements for 1,000 Gamerscore, which went a ton toward my bonus this week for the GTAC. I needed to unlock 62 achievements, so I got those, and I completed my first ACA Neo Geo game, ACA King of Fighters 96. That game is terrible. I immediately regret my decision of putting ACA Neo Geo games in my my pool here. I'm not sure I want to continue with this pain. Those games are awful. But anyway, I got a couple completions this week, which was great, and I managed to get my bonus in the GTASC. So next week it switches over to a team bonus. So good luck there. Anyway, so this is our second month of our RTDL little trimester thing. There's been some talk about some modifying to the rules for next trimester, just to have some fun with it, mix it up a little bit. We'll see what Tarragon and I end up pulling the trigger on. But, I'm a little intrigued. Maybe kind of mix it up a little bit, see what happens. Granted, you guys will still get your lists, 25. They'll still be broken down like they're supposed to. Don't worry, nothing's going away. But if you did go away and you were eliminated, all it takes is 1 achievement per month, and then you get a free list. You automatically roll over, but I get it, man. If dimes are tough, it's hard to get those achievements and stay focused when you got other things to do. So if you get knocked out, just send us a private message. You'll post in the forums on the thread, and Tarragon or I or whoever will put you on back on the list and get you something for the month. So those are great. As far as community challenges, well, next episode, I will announce all the winners. I'll probably be doing the draws here soon. I usually do them on the 7th, which is the day this comes out, but not the day I record. So, I will, I'll get you those in the near future here. But we are in the midst of February's community challenge, though. February is the shortest month of the year, which we are looking for games that contain 12 or fewer achievements. There's plenty of those things. ACA Neo Geo games, they work. You got XBLA titles back from the 360. Those work. Anyway, we're looking for any game that has 12 or less achievements. You get 1 entry per achievement. And if you happen to complete that game during the month of February. So let's say the last achievement you get is a completion. Well, then you get a point for the achievement and 5 bonus points for the completion. So that is well worth your time to go back and clean those things up. Our gamer tag for the month of February, well, it's 2. We have 2 gamer tags, Crandy, CRANDY, and Spazpol, SPAZPOL. Those are you can get entries for either tag. You can do both, you can do one. Each tag's worth 10 entries into our little prize pool. So if you finish those out, you can get up to 20 this month. There's a couple of substitutable letters in there. That Y, the Z, the O, those are substitutable letters. So you can get partial credit as well. But you do have to post on the forums and let us know what your progress is so that I can verify and put your game or your name into the pot so that I can draw you. The other thing, next week you'll also hear the Patreon giveaway. Man, I love our patrons. They are amazing, and we are giving away a full game each month. So minimally listen for that, and you're on your way to win. So obviously you increase your chances if you donate more money. But if you can't donate any money, I totally understand that. I totally understand. It is a huge ask. We have a couple of community members who are going above and beyond right now, and we love you. But seriously, all 30-some of you who even just throw a few bucks our way, that is amazing, you guys. That is so wonderful. Thank you. So what we're doing as well then to kind of sweeten the pot a little bit and add reward tiers is our brand new Game of the Month segment. So we promoted Matriarch. She now has a purple name. She's considered staff, and she's helping us run the Game of the Month. And what that means is, so by chance, just because Randy talked about it so much, Agents of Mayhem was our January Game of the Month. It just so happened that we talked about it pretty much every week while we were working on contracts and everything. I know Koosh Moose, Mattism, they just finished up the game. I'm working on a contract with JJ Aldana, Saucy, Rocker Dude, me. I know Chindocta is there. There's just a bunch of people working on these. It's great. It's wonderful. We're kind of pulling together to get these things completed. They're annoying, totally annoying, but it ends up being this impromptu Game of the Month. And so, February comes around and Kushmuth strong arms, everybody into buying Teslagrad when it was on sale. And so ultimately it sounds like a lot of people own that game. And so that has become the de facto Game of the Month for February. So if you're interested in talking about the game or you've already played it and completed it, jump into our chat and Discord. You can reach it through the direct link, discord.io/Z2Z. Just jump on in there, and there is a separate channel at the bottom for the Games of the Month. And it'll say February, Teslagrad. And so you can go in there and talk all about the good stuff that, we have in as far as story-based stuff. If it happens to be a game like Agents of Mayhem with a community aspect, we'll kind of work together on those. So for March, I mentioned sweetening the deal for Patreon. Well, so I drew 3 names, and those 3 individuals I sent private messages to, and they will suggest a game to play for the month of March. We'll post that in the Discord chat, and the community will pick which of those 3 games they're interested in for the month of March. Now, I'm going to talk to others, but I'm pretty sure, I might as well just make the decision now, but April, I think, is going to be Community Sea of Thieves. I think as a group, I think we're gonna. Now that you can get it through Games Pass, right? You can sign up for 1 month of Games Pass, and for the month of April, and play Sea of Thieves with the community. I think we can just go nuts on achievements and just hope for the best. See what we got. So plan ahead for that one. If you guys are getting it day 1, great. If you're doing Games Pass, even better. Let us know. We'll set up a chat, and you can say if you're interested or going to be a part of it. Otherwise, if it's something you're even interested in, let me know, and we can talk. Maybe there's something we could do. So March, still undecided. Check the forums and be able to vote on whatever game you want of the options for March. April, I'm leaning Sea of Thieves through the Games Pass, and then we will resume asking our patrons to nominate games. So if that sounds something like is interesting to you, jump on Patreon and you can help us out that way. I'm excited. It'll be great. I'm looking forward to getting Tesla Grad started probably this weekend. I might do a little streaming of that. The final thing I want to mention, Discord, of course. I just talked about the game club and where we're having all those chats, but that's not all we do in Discord. We have so many other fun conversations, lots of things we're talking about. There's generic LFGs, especially when the new random to-do lists come out and people need help. That's a wonderful place to just ask for help quick. So many people in the community have gigantic backlogs of games, and they likely have the game that you're looking for, and they'd be happy to be a warm body for you to kill, push, race, whatever needs to happen, or boost something. So give that a shot. It's one of those wonderful things that we have as a community. But we also have preset community nights. Like, for instance, I just finished my Monday Night Diablo. Well, I got a full 4-man crew there, but you're happy to jump into the Diablo chat and find another crew who's willing to run through all the different titles. We have Halo boosting. We're doing Master Chief Collection on Tuesday nights. That is kind of a come and go as you please type of activity. There's plenty of multiplayer. I mean, there's 4 Halo games in there, so there's lots to do. So if you're interested in Master Chief. And then on Wednesday nights, we have Battleborn, a big, long grind working on each individual character's lore challenges, making some progress. I got Ernest last week, almost done with Umbra. I'm getting not quite one a week, but, making some solid progress. And then depending on how many people we got, I mean, last week we had 10 people playing. So it was a huge crew. It was super fun. I had a lot of fun playing it, full lobbies, and we could get a ton of stuff done. So I hope everybody's enjoying themselves. We'll see what happens this upcoming Wednesday and every Wednesday therein. I should mention that all these times are in the evenings of the United States. So 9 p.m. Eastern time is kind of when things get started, depending on who's leading the group. If it's something that I'm doing, it is 10 p.m. Central. I know, free standard time. Sorry I have to be so late, but that's just, with life and kids and everything. But that does not preclude you from getting on early and messing around with others in the community. Make some friends, join up, and get started. And then when I get online, we can all play. The other thing is Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare. Well, if you listen to this the day of, we have our last 360 event on February 8th here. So that will be the last Plants vs. Zombies on the 360, and we will move to the Xbox One version on February 15th. And then we'll finish that thing off. And then I think we're going to take a little break from Plants vs. Zombies and move to another community Thursday night game. So if there's something you're interested in or you think is a great community game, hey, maybe by that point it'll be April. I think we'll take a little longer on Plants vs. Zombies, but maybe that's a Sea of Thieves night and we finish that out. Who knows? There's plenty of options out there, lots of multiplayer we can be boosting. Other than that, I think that's about it for the show, or at least all that I want to talk about. So, hey, thanks so much for listening, everybody. We appreciate it. And I'll be on the show. I should be on the show normal next week. So hopefully you enjoy these all these other segments that we have. Enjoy the main show. Again, spreading the word is the best way you can help the show, and it doesn't cost you a darn thing. You just let people know that you love listening, and we'll take any sort of feedback you got. Positive, great. Constructive, that's great too. Just don't be a jerk about it. But yeah, we look forward to hearing from everybody in our community because you are what make this podcast so wonderful. So thanks again, and we'll catch you next week. See ya.
Z to Z Podcast presents Review Z.
All right, so back for another installment of Review Z. Not sure where we are in the show this week. And actually, we are recording this live. Well, of course, we record it live, but you're listening to this not live. But we are recording this during the Super Bowl. We just had the Patriots have a score. So what are we? We're 2 minutes, 42 seconds left in the third quarter. The Eagles are still up 29-26. It's really looking like it could be anybody's game. You do have two New Englanders, though, on this podcast recording, so I will say I would like to see a Patriots win, but man, going into this and looking at the Eagles in the playoffs, they're a strong team. I was always thinking this is going to be a close game, and honestly, at this point, it's
been a good game. I mean,
it's been a very good game.
But no matter what, you will not find, at least me, probably not you either, climbing any greased light poles.
No. In New England, we're civilized. We've been here before. Did you see that Saturday Night Live skit? I loved where they brought in the Wawa for the Philadelphia. Wawa's amazing. Much better than Dunks. Is that bad to say? Is that bad to say? Does that make me a heretic saying, like, I'd rather go to Wawa? Wawa does have better coffee. I think I have better subs. So any of you New Jersey, Philadelphia people out there, I know of the Wawa. Love it. Wish we had them here in New England. But alas. We have Patriots, we have Eagles, but tonight we're going to be talking about Pirates. Army matey. Arr. This be Nightmares from the Deep 3. Davy Jones. Brought to you by... What?
I want to say that it's like it should have been longer. I want to say there should have been like Davy Jones' locker, Davy Jones' daughter, Davy Jones something. It doesn't seem like the title is long enough to really explain what's going on here.
If you've played any of the other Nightmares from the Deep, then you know this game was published and developed by Artifacts Mundi. This was actually released 2 days ago on Friday, so February 2nd. So we're timely going over this. I think I actually had some of the first achievements. I still wonder if I'm still first on the unlock list. Ooh, it's close. It's coming close. It's January 26th, I think, is when it was actually launched. So yeah, no, there I am, first winner. Beat somebody by an hour and 20 minutes. Yay! Got a milestone there first. You can stop gaming now.
Retired.
I still
luxury, knowing that you were first in something.
Yeah, but I do see that Smirnov win and completed the entire game, even on the difficulty in a day. So yeah, I still have to do my expert run through.
I'm actually doing that my first run, so I'll get that the first time.
Okay. But it looks like you missed some cards. You're going to have to play again.
And apparently I missed a card, so
I'll
be playing again.
You don't have to do 2 full run-throughs, because you only have to play 3 games with Mahjong. So.
No, I got to go about halfway through, because that's the puzzle I accidentally used the hint on.
Ooh, yeah, at least I got through it. So, Artifacts Mundi Games. Hey, what's the mini game this time? Mahjong again. What do I do?
Yeah, but there's no playthrough required. You only have to do 3 games.
And
it's a big plus.
You don't have to do the additional story. And guess what I did not do? I did not play the
additional story.
So, Nightmares from the Deep. So it's not the first, not the second. It is the third. The third of the story. So the first one came out, when was that? Came out on Xbox One in 2015. Then we had Nightmares of the Deep 2, Siren's Call. That's the one that's glitched on me, and I still am missing one achievement. I hate that one. I'm going to play it a third time. Maybe even 4th. So, my guess is it's still the same woman. Heroine.
Looks familiar, yeah.
Yeah. So,
and I gotta say, the dog animation is incredibly offsetting, given how everything else is so static. Because it's a very decently animated dog.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just odd.
So for those not familiar, so this is the third installment. You are. I know I almost have to go back to what was Nightmares the Siren's Call about. I remember that was the one with the mermaid in the tub, right?
Sounds right.
Did it have anything to do with Davy Jones? I don't think it had anything to do with Davy Jones. Maybe it did. Either way, this one, you're starting off and you're doing a PowerPoint presentation. You get to play with PowerPoint. It's great. About Davy Jones. And he comes and kidnaps your daughter. Yeah, it's your daughter. That was at this event. And so you must free her. And the only way to free her, and she signs a contract. I guess I'm giving some early-in spoilers, but your daughter signs a pact with Davy Jones to save your life. Little did she know, you never trust a pirate. Wasn't going to kill her anyway. The sea was going to do it.
But it's a good thing she signed that.
Yeah, because then you actually...
Otherwise the game wouldn't happen.
Yeah, it would have been a very short game. But instead, now you find out that in a mythical demon land, to break a contract, it's not as easy as just ripping up the document. And clearly, I guess her daughter must have been over the age of 18, so she could actually consentently sign into a document. She didn't read up.
I don't know if that really matters. I mean, there's no real legality in this land of.
But if
Davy
anything,
Jones.
you should obviously, before you sign a document, you should always consult your attorney, because I'm sure there were some things in there. You could have gone through some red lines with Davy. I'm sure you would have.
She didn't have time to talk to an attorney. Her mother was walking the plank.
Yeah, but if it would have been like, Davy, I'm fine with this, but can we redline just a few sections? Come on. I'm willing to come across the table and work with you.
Oh, man. I think you're painting Davy Jones as a much nicer fellow as possible. You know, I don't think he's quite that reasonable of a fellow.
Spoiler alerts. But you got to play through to know what I mean by that. Oh, so as bad. Okay, so to be perfectly honest, I don't listen to dialogues anymore in these games. I just try to jam through things as fast as I can. Right, but I am playing through it, so you're like, okay, I will read it. I will say, even with reading it, I did get kind of caught in like going, okay, let's see how this plays out. Now, don't get me wrong, I wasn't overly emotionally invested in this, but enough so I wanted to see what happened. So again, it wasn't horrible, it wasn't bad. But for me, it was very, very par for the course, and it was actually nice that you didn't have to do the additional run through. So that's what I'm going to say. I'll turn it over to you. By the way, Philadelphia just scored field goal.
I mean, as someone asked me early on, bastards. I guess so. Early on, someone asked me my take on it. I said it's a typical Artifacts Mundi game. It's not glitchy. It seems like everything works. Of course, now that I look through my achievements, it appears as though something either glitched for me or I'm incredibly unobservant. Which
ooh, yeah, that's a hard one to call.
It's
over under on that.
We'll say that one could go either way. But besides that, honestly, the story was fairly good. This one actually did kind of pull me in, like you said. It wasn't your typical kind of like, oh, here we go again. I mean, it starts off that way, but then things start to pick up a little bit. You're bouncing back and forth from spot to try to solve puzzles. There's some head scratchers and there's some real easy ones, but like in the end, like I said, it's a fairly decent game, and it appears to be on sale right now. Looks like it's $3 off.
Or you can go for the entire Nightmares from the Deep collection and get all 3 games for $35.99.
So if you feel like, having some Nightmares in the Deep, or not, feel free to click your way through these games.
Yeah, definitely. But again, not a bad one for price if you've played through these. Again, I still go back to my Telltale Artifacts, or not Telltale, sorry, but my go-to Artifacts Mundi title that I would say would be indicative of them and is a little more being what was it, that Eventide Slavic Tales. I still think that should be, or if you've never played an Artifacts Mundi game and want one that's representative of the company and kind of what makes them different, and then what the gameplay's like, do one of the Eventide. But if you've done the Eventide, if you know what you're getting into, nothing earth-shattering. It was not nearly as bad as some of the other titles in the sense of just having you to do multiple playthroughs. This one you can do in 1.5-ish if you pay attention to where collectibles are and you don't have the unfortunate Warren glitch. All of that. All right. Well, anything?
Well, I had something randomly not unlocked properly in Assemblance either, so I'm sure there's just some random glitches going on right now because they're working on the achievements system, adding new stuff to it.
Hopefully not challenges. Things were awful.
Yeah, I'm pretty much done with those.
I think Xbox is too.
Yeah, actually, because the new achievement support has dropped support for challenges.
Go figure. All right. Well, with that, anything else?
No, I think we covered
till
it
next
all.
week. Hopefully everybody enjoys the fourth quarter of this very, very close Super Bowl.
Indeed.
Yar.
Yar.
Till next time.
Peace.
What the L with the RTDL?
Good morning, good evening, or good day, and welcome to the What the L segment, your home for RTDL achievement hunters and pool-sized junkies. I'm your host RTDL Bot. Thank you so much for listening.
Whoa. Not 2 weeks in a row. RTDL Bot, stay in your lane.
Bad bot, bad!
Now I am sad. Sad RTDL Bot. Screw you guys. I'm going home.
Whoa. It's not very nice. You need to go find a companion or something, RTDL Bot.
Bye, RTDL Bot. Miss you. So, you came under fire for curating your list this month. Were you not calling people filthy curators last month? Like all month long?
Maybe, yes. Like the good bot said last week, if you can't beat him, join him. If you've been paying attention to me the past year or two, you know how hypocritical I could be. You know, I used to laugh at people who played every day just to preserve a streak, and now I have a 5-year streak.
Wait,
We're
going streaking?
Woo! Woo! Another thing I would do is I would always tell people not just to play for the Gamerscore, but to play games for
Whoa. Now,
what's wrong?
you just can't go say the F word on this podcast. This is an achievement community.
Well, I'm going to say it.
No.
Fun.
Oh.
I used to like to play games for fun, and not just for score. And then I played Elbert and Otbro. Oh, speaking of which, it's my turn to offer a super long and convoluted review of it.
Oh yeah. I love me some Elbert talk. I can't wait to hear what your thoughts on it are. Let's have it. What did you think of it?
Meh.
Alrighty then. Well, so now that you've curated your list to just 1,000 achievements, were you happy with this very limited list? I don't know. What have you been playing?
Well, one game I was happy to get back into was the Simpsons game. The Simpsons game is actually pretty famous in the TA community for having the infamous press start achievement. So you press start, and you get a quick 5G, and the game is on your tag. You may not know this as a new TAer, but TA this was one of the achievements that got Rich to make the site, because beating Guitar Hero 3 on hard would give you the same 5G. So he thought that wasn't fair. So that's where True's achievement score came from. Elroy.
I had no idea. I feel like such a youngin.
You're the oldest youngin we got.
Oldest I've ever been.
I know. So this game's pretty fun. It's got self-referential humor. One of the fun things in the game is they have a lot of cliches. So say there's a water level, comic book guy comes out and says, you're in a water level. That's in every game. And then if there's a regular level and your foot touches the water, you die. This was very prevalent in the old Grand Theft Auto games up until, I believe, San Andreas, and went from not being able to swim to swimming masterfully.
Back in my day. What?
Shaking the cane. What have you been playing, Elroy?
Wow, man, you dropped a whole lot of F-bombs there talking about the Simpsons game. But, yeah, as you may know, I mentioned it in the Discord chat, even put a few pictures in. I've been playing with my new puppy, Giggle Pig. She has a lot of F.
Sounds like F.
Lots of F.
That's F and great.
Definitely both. But I haven't been playing a whole lot of variety. I've been kind of stuck on this one achievement that I have a feeling will get mentioned a little bit later in this segment.
Oh boy, spoiler alert, we are recording on Monday. Well, America and all those countries we call not America are dying to hear. Do you have an update for us, Elroy?
Oh, do I ever. With the new month comes the most challenging RTDL to date. Instead of having at minimum 30 days to complete it, you have a mere 28. This approximate 10% decrease in the time allotted has shaken the RTDL community, and many are relying on their quick starts and heavily curated lists, such as yourself, in hopes of reaching the promised full Combro land. This is RTDL Update, Not So Random Edition. Kahuna28 came out of the gate quickly and has already completed 19 of his Chivos. His NRTDL
and non-random to-do list?
Featured 3 Chivos from the Master Chief Collection, worth 1,000 points. He also got some help from his Call of Duty Modern Warfare Matt Lauer edition of Deep and Hard.
That's what she said. Clearly not a reference to his curated NRTDL list.
If he is looking to finish his list, he can look no further than Borderlands 2 Prequel, which, much like the good old Master Chief Collection, has 3 entries on his NRTDL.
Not going to try random to-do list?
Props, however, to Kahuna for getting his Elite achievement on Ori for beating the game without upgrading anything. That couldn't have been an easy, fun, sexy time. Speaking of sexy...
but not easy.
With approximately half as many points. And in second place is Elroy. I love that guy. He rocketed to the first place loser spot this week with a late push that netted him 2 Chivos about 30 minutes before recording this that were worth 1,200 points. Notably, he brought down his nemesis, an achievement that actually is an achievement. The Rare Replay Battletoads Chivo, aptly named Beyond the Impossible, worth over 1,000 points. Also known as 1/5 of his always low max score total. I talked to Elroy about this milestone, and he had the following to say, and I quote, "It hasn't quite sunk in yet that it is over. The joy I feel is unprecedented and reminds me of the time I found a $100 bill on the ground." I sound just like this guy, don't I? Even though I cannot fully express what it is like to never have to do that again, I think of, at what cost? Conservationists warn that up to half of the 6,000 amphibian species in the world are in danger of extinction. I killed so many toads. So many toads. Granted, many would argue that each toad knew the risk that was involved on jumping on a hoverjet ski, that thingamajig, that had no brakes, but at the end of the day, their blood is on my controller. I witnessed a genocide in front of me. Toads being mutilated and destroyed in ways I have never quite seen. Nothing about what went down, felt right. The hoverjet skis were not energy efficient. They left an everlasting dent in the environment that was left behind. Thus, even though this may be my crowning achievement, out of approximately 8,900...
Oh, no. That's not over 9,000. It's not over 9,000.
9,000! I can't help but be heavy-hearted for the wreckage I left behind. I have already been contacted by Rare in regards to Sea of Thieves, and they have confirmed that the Battletoads will now not be a part of the upcoming release.
Oh, no.
They are all dead, they said. You killed them all.
Speaking of which, our thoughts and condolences go out to the Rocker Dude family. He was a great guy and really brought a spark to the RTDL. Maybe now that he is gone, everyone could put all the controversy to bed and celebrate the contributions he did make. In any case, Rocker Dude, buddy, wherever you are, you'll be missed.
I couldn't have said that any better. I'm going to miss him. I mean, I'll never forget where I was when I first heard the news, but... Anyhow, in third place, with 1/5 of his NRTDL...
Not a random to-do list.
Coming solely from the game BioShock is Cowboy Killer.
Who?
He has some serious steampunking to get to, given that he has only completed 2 of them thus far. Cowboy Killer gained another 700 points from yet another repeat game on his NRTDL.
Negative on randomness to-do list.
Of D4, curated lists don't die. In third and fourth place of the actual standings are individuals that do not deserve to be mentioned on this NRTDL update.
Never random to-do list.
But they still are, despite having mighty pool sizes. They are beacons of light to all curators across the land. In fourth place is Beastmiddle. Smitty. He took both Kahuna and Cowboy Killer's list and said, "Well, that ain't a list. This is a list." And then whipped it out. El, you know we're talking about his list, right?
I do. Elroy, you know Smitty isn't Australian, right?
Well, this man with no borders has 12 Chivo shrimp on the barbie.
Again, not Australian.
His highest ratio Chivo thus far comes from Resident Evil 6 for Stuntman.
Thanks, man.
So he has had no trouble when he was told to get to the chopper.
Oh, that's Austrian. Still not him.
He did get some points from Manus Burn Racing with his Chivo of putting food on the table, with no doubt was a Vegemite sandwich.
Australia.
Smitty will have an opportunity for some more points from one of his higher ratio Chivos in Zoo Tycoon if he can get outside his comfort zone and take care of animals other than roos and koalas.
America.
In 5th place is another RRTDLer.
Real random to-do lister?
He is fresh. He is fresh 336698675309.
Oh boy. It really is a shame that the first 336,668 freshes were taken.
Yes, his top point getter comes from SpongeBob Fresh Pants, Surf and Skate Road Trip for Yo Ho Ho.
In a bottle of Foster's. Wait, that's your line.
But only if he's hanging out with Smitty in the land down under.
Still not Australian.
His other high ratio pop comes from Grid 2 for Flawless Victory. One can only assume that Fresh, with his flawlessness, how do you say it? Flawlessness? Yes, that's it. Has acquired no fresh wounds.
Well, those L's and R's are tricky. None shall pass.
What?
None shall pass.
El, I have no quarrel with you, good Sir El, but I must talk about Fresh 8675309.
Then you shall die.
I command you, as ambassador of the RTDL, to stand aside.
I move for no man.
So be it. Regardless, props to this newcomer who decided to not partake in the NRTDL, all that tomfoolery, and upped his pool size to 775586753099.
'Tis but a fresh wound. I'm invincible.
You're a loony. And for an honorable mention is another NRTDL.
Is it Proulx?
Will you stop trampling all over my list, much like Proux's improvement joke got trampled on about 5 weeks ago? Anyhow, it's not Proulx, but it is another NRTDL.
Not a random to-do list.
Curator with his impressive 1,012 pool size that results in 3 of his 25 Chivos being from Monkey Island to LeChuck's Revenge, as well as, wait for it, Back to the Future, the terrible game 30th edition.
Oh, I missed the bot.
I'm sorry. No. Yeah. Anyhow, if that wasn't enough, he can wash it down with a handful of other games that are repeaters on his list, such as Riptide GP Renegade. Speaking of which, a special thanks to the Student Achievement Factory contributor Miguel, who is really good at that game. Kingsman also gained some points from Sherlock Holmes, the Devil's Daughter for The Hunter Becomes the Prey, for presumably spending a day with Smitty on his big island out there in the middle of nowhere where all the animals are trying to kill you.
Oh, wait, you're right. He does live in Australia. I was thinking of someone else.
And that's your RTDL update. An RTDL edition.
Actually, he lives in Michigan. They're trying to always kill you there, too. And, also,